Welcome back to Cryptic Smite League, and today we're back with another prospect. And to my up, to my down, to my left, or to my right, there's Dirty Bubble. Bubble, how you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I just took a drink. Um, I really appreciate printers here. You always forget to mention the cameraman, Charlie, and I think we should mention the European himself, printers.
That is a good point. Printers heading production today. I have no clue what time it is for him right now, but appreciate him being here and you know doing the production stuff because it's not fun. But today we have another prospect for Savannah this time. I think the last division that we haven't touched yet. And for these rosters today, it's a little bit of new face, a little bit of old faces I don't recognize, other faces I do. What is your thought on these rosters today? And you want to break them down for us, Bubble?
Well, you see, I don't have the rosters in front of me, so I'll
Okay.
just take a wild guess and say that they're all good players at the very least. If you're in mid division, right? At least better than Amazon. Um, but yeah, these rosters are interesting. As you can
Okay.
see, there's a jungle mid support solo and an ADC.
I I hate you. All right, so we're gonna head into picks and bans, and then maybe then I can kind of talk to you a bit more about the rosters. So we have Loki the Cowardly Dog, um, in the support. We have Natosa in support as well. On the other side, we have Snowy versus Fro. In the ADC lane, we have Pluto versus Hypnos in the mid. We have, I believe, Into the Crypt and Sypha in the jungle, and then we have Teki versus Yuri Yuri in the solo lane. And as we've talked about the rosters, we see a Lance, a Hugh Huang band, and then a Kabrakan Guan Yu band. Is this what we expected to see, or do we still think that is this just kind of the normal stuff, Bubble?
It's prospects. Anything that can get banned gets banned. If everyone knows your gods, they'll ban your gods. But if they don't know you, they'll just start banning stuff they hate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's standard fare across the board right now.
Right. And currently, based off these bans, do you think that this order side is going to be playing for something in particular, like a Yamoja or a Kefri, or do you think that it's just kind of anything's fair game at this point?
Well, I do not know who's playing for this order side, because again, I don't have the roster in front of me. I didn't bother to remember what you said. Um, but I don't think they're gonna play for anything. I think they're just gonna pick for comfort. I lost my co-partner here, so I guess I gotta wrap this one up. A Dodgy
Tremble
band
beneath
and
the
Yamoja
waves.
first pick. I'm
Uh,
psychic. I totally predicted that. Oh,
Totally.
my colleague's back.
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. Discord just was Discord about for a second, but we see the emotion first pick, kind of expected. But it makes me wonder if we're going to see like a Kepri in this third slot now, or what's this top two going to be? And as I'm talking about it, we see a King Arthur hover turning into a Kepri hover and a lock in. Talk to me a little bit about this Kepri emotion matchup. Is there anyone that really comes out ahead, or is it just kind of like a standard support v support?
Kepri gets walled off and dies. That's how that
Okay,
matchup goes. And then he gets
awesome.
interrupted in his silence by the Yamosha 3 or stun. And yeah, Yamosha kind of just messes up Kepri a little bit.
Sounds very interactive. And then we also see a Naja picked up for this Chaos side. What's your thoughts on Naja right now? Because we've seen a lot of Naja play ever since the protection buffs happened to the ult. Um,
Death
what are your
awaits.
thoughts on this Naja, especially Naja into the Thanatos pick?
I've got my eye on
I
you.
think Neja is really good right now, but it's usually you have to have a particular play style. You're not going to be most likely hard carrying on the Neja. You're going to be setting up for your teammates to look good, and it takes a selfless jungler to play it.
Yeah. And then rounding out this order size top three, we see the Hoi Yi. Um, Very surprised we don't see a couple other ADCs prioritized right now. This Medusa's been popping up a lot more.
With me, you
Same with
all
this
shall
Cernos
flourish
and
and prosper.
X-Ball. Hoi Yi Cernos matchup in this duo lane. What are you expecting to see there?
Well, they can't CC each other's ults.
Mhm.
They both can dash out of each other's ults. CERN has a root. Hui's got a stun. So it's about an even matchup.
All right. And then we see currently 3, what I presume, solo lane bans with the Cucullin, Hades taken out for the Chaos side, and the King Arthur taken out for the Order side. But then we also see a Vulcan ban, something that can capitalize hugely off this Naja ult, being able to just delete someone. What are your thoughts about overall bans so far? Just normal stuff, or was there anything that you felt like was missed out from either team?
If I'm in this blue team, yeah, I banned the Vulcan, but I had to think that if they were going to pick the Vulcan, I think they would have third picked it there because how
Mhm.
well it combos with the Neja while also being decently good into both Thanatos and
Pele.
Hoi. But, oh well. Now
So the
to the
Pele pick.
Pele.
Do we think this is going to be a Pele jungle or Pele mid?
I
And
think it's the
then,
Neja mid with a Pele jungle.
so what do you think a Neja mid
It's
would
time
bring
for
to
some
a mid lane, especially up
fireworks!
against a Baba Yaga?
Well, Neja at the end of the game starts one-shotting people, so like
So you both mid laners are just going to be playing for like this
Me booty
mid
ain't
to
the
late
best
game then, and then
booty.
we see Baba Sobek being rounded up for this Order side draft. Sobek solo, would presume. So not going to
wrong.
be wrong. Okay.
It is
Uh,
clearly Baba Yaga solo, so pick mid.
Who
Clearly.
will rise
And then
above
a
the rest?
Discordia, actually. So not a Naja mid. Maybe a Naja solo? Um, what are your thoughts on the Naja Sobek matchup? Let's start there.
Well, if they'd known that the Naja was gonna go solo, I think they would have picked a higher pressure solo there because Naja early, not the best.
Yeah.
But Naja and Sobek are just gonna sit there try to farm, so it's kind of good for both of them. They're not really
Right.
a threat to each other unless Naja gets plucked. Um,
Mhm.
but overall, I say I kind of like this right team's draft a little bit more.
Yeah, this right team's draft just feels very in your face towards this mid to late game, and you still have a backline that's able to follow up a lot on this Neja, and then you're able to get confirm off the cap free route and the cap free grab. So I'm very excited to see how this Chaos team fights, but I can also see that Order side is going to also be putting in these teams fights with a Yamo, Hoi Yi, Baba, Sobek. I think those 4 characters right there will be very crucial to this Order side coming out on top. And how long do you think this Thanatos is on a timer till? Because whenever we see a Thanatos, we always kind of understand that this character is playing on a timer. When's the Thanatos cutoff time for this game? Is it 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
I don't think that he does have a timer. I think it's the question of whether or not he can get 3 levels ahead of somebody just straight off kills and ganks.
Mhm.
Um, but you have to get the early pressure on Thanatos. If you don't, you might as well have picked something else. You have
Mhm.
to be getting these kills and these huge value plays and snowball the game from there. It's a risky pick, requires high execution, and I believe that we won't see that here today.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this Thanatos Pele matchup because I think it's going to be a very active matchup. Both junglers going to be able to do a lot at level 5, where Pele is able to kind of just gank a duo lane or mid lane and just delete whoever's she's looking at. Same with Thanatos, but for Thanatos, it's a lot more crucial that he does it. So I think it will still be a very active game, and we're going into game. So Najo solo, correct? Everything is kind of where we predicted it going. Um,
Oh, I
so
see some of these names. Okay, I recognize people.
okay, I don't. So
Well, you see Excel, is that Excel? So he's a part of the Microsoft family. Um,
I hate you. How did I know you were gonna make a joke like that? I'm really surprised. PowerPoint isn't on the other team at least.
both
Gotta.
teams doing the red to yellow start.
All right, okay, cut that off really quick. But we're starting. Yeah, every normal starts. Nothing really too out of the blue here. How do you like this dual lane pressure from either side? Do you think? Oh, frenzy popped
I'll
actually.
tell you in a
So
second.
let's see after this frenzy gets popped. Capri popping the frenzy, gonna be able to get this early lane cleared out.
Loki needs to be careful. He gets
Oh
plucked
yeah.
and
Oh,
killed.
Huge Kefri pluck. Huge
Root.
Oh.
Yep, there should be a kill.
No, but Snowy's body blocking perfectly.
Snowy out here playing support.
Really? Yeah,
It's
that the
very
body
important
blocks
to
really
know
just.
that that wasn't a kill because any damage to the Emoja is good. But she'll start self-sustaining up once she gets level 2 or 3.
Oh yeah, and she just hit that level 2 right now, so she's gonna be able to use that Omi a lot more to resustain, and also because of
Hey yo, so
Into the Crypts grabbing this totem, this will actually be some extra HP 5 for the Yemo as well, so really gonna be able to sustain back up to full very quickly. And then we see Sypha and Expert actually breaking off to do Oris, but trying to remember what it's called. Never mind, I will. The Kefri pluck goes through, Poyi jump goes out. Still not remember the name of the little floaty thing.
Obelisk.
No, not obelisk.
No, Idra's Scepter.
Scepter, that's what it was. I was
It's called
struggling
the
to get that
magic
name of it.
stick, okay?
The magic stick. You know what? I would have remembered that before I would have remembered Scepter. I don't know why. That was not the thing in my
It's because
brain.
you're dumb, Charlie.
But Into the Crypts actually getting these backs invaded off the seeing the Pele pressure in mid. But Sobek looking to solo Naja, but not enough damage in this early game yet. We see standard solo lane starts, but actually
Hey!
we miss a gank in mid, and being able to pick up first blood for this Baba really, also helping the Thanatos push his lead a
Sypha
lot
making
more.
a what we call an
Sypha
interesting gamer move.
Yeah, doesn't secure the red either, so just kind of lucky that there wasn't any more pressure applied to her, but Crips also looking towards his duo side right now, but I think Excel and Natosa are aware and they'll back up. But off of losing that red buff, how are you liking this Thanatos' early game right now?
It's fine. Snowball it more. Here's how snowballs work. Okay, you throw a snowball down the hill, it breaks. Okay, but you roll it. It will start getting bigger and bigger. So he's starting to roll right now. It hasn't broken yet.
Right.
But now, the Sobek is going in.
Both solo laners missing their line abilities, but
hey, they're hard to hit. Okay.
They are hard to hit. They're thin. And then we see this
kind of fat though.
This duo pressure in, still keeping this order side on their tower line, but other than that, not a whole lot happening at the moment. Just kind of trying to get to 5, really hit those level 5 power spikes.
Hey yo, Pluck!
Pluck comes in, stun goes out, Brew comes out, and a lot of damage onto this Emoja, but it's just not quite enough yet. This Emoja is just tanky enough to just be able to stay there and being able to help resustain up, make sure that she's never really
drop him. Don't draft him. He missed a scythe.
You gotta hit every scythe.
Illegal. If you don't hit every scythe, you just pick somebody else.
Oh, we see
he's coming back in. Into the Crypts, looking to put him in the mortuary.
Discordio comes out. Scythe also comes out, but not a whole lot
else. Ult just used on Sobek. Sobek 1 health. Sobek backing.
Sobek is.
He gets his back off.
Let's go. The back. Let's go. But we're gonna see this. Actually, we might see a dual lane gank.
We may see a dual lane gank. Oh, he hit the scythe regained.
Huge scythe. But the pluck comes out to make sure that
he still may just die.
Yeah, I think he might still die here. The Kefri comes out to give him the extra movement speed, but is he in Threshold?
I don't think you go for this.
No, he's not even in Threshold.
No, they're not. Why did they group up?
Yeah, interesting disengage. I mean, I guess Sypha isn't level 5, but I think you just want to show pressure there. Make sure that your Kefri's able to get out. Kefri ult down. Trade that for a Thanatos ult, and he still manages to get it. I really wish I would have seen that Chaos side group up a little bit more. Not really allow their Kefri to get picked for really no reason. But after that, after the Kefri pick, both kind of securing their own farm now. Sypha finally ticking over to 5. So we see some level disparities kind of shape up. We see duo really even, but then we see a mid jungle in favor for
this Thanatos has to be sitting on some gold here. He's got first blood and hasn't backed yet.
Yeah, he's been a part of both kills.
I was about to say, he's got 30. He should be backed for his like crushers or something already. Like, this is a big power spike you need. Like,
especially
you need the crushers or Jotuns or whatever you're going here.
Yeah, because with the Santos going maze, and even Sypha on this Pele has even got this Jotun stun already, so really curious on why
Oh,
he possibly hasn't backed yet.
he trolled his solo laner by not realizing his mannequin base.
I mean, yeah, that's like a lot of ticks, that's a lot of math.
Okay, it's not
A
hard to
lot. It's
calculate.
no, I think it's pretty hard. It's not like Bumba's, which is like 25. It's a little harder, but we see
See, look,
into
you'd
the
be a
crypt
threat
going
here
in.
if he had his item. He's sitting on like 3k gold, bro. Go get your
Can we,
item.
can we see a golden hand actually, friends?
We already saw it. If you were
Did
paying
we?
attention.
It's at the bottom. Okay. I was waiting to see it at the top, but yeah, 2,800 gold is it's a whole
He's
lot.
finally
But
back.
Sonos also sitting on a chunk of change right now.
Yeah, a little bit more forgivable with ADC lane, even though you do want to back already for Transcendence.
Yeah, so we see a little bit of a. All right,
Is
so
that
this
a Soul Eater?
out of whom's? Oh
Thanatos?
wait, no,
No, no, no,
no,
no, no, no.
no. Wait, I don't. Okay, I don't know if it is because if
What, you think
we,
it's a Devo's Gauntlet or a second item Blood Forge?
I would have rather it be, but I think Techie's about to get soloed. No, no. Actually, we're gonna see an engage off into the crypt.
Into
Thanatos
the
ult is
crypt!
good.
Techie out here looking like Sly Cooper! Fucking stall it!
Huh? What was that one a reference to?
You don't know who Sly Cooper? Okay, whatever.
I do not. No, no. Please educate
I
me.
must be too old. Okay.
I think you are. I've been saying it since day one, but
I thought you said you played Crash Bandicoot.
I have. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it doesn't mean
older
I've
than Sly
memorized it.
Cooper.
Just because I played something doesn't mean I've memorized it.
You know that PlayStation game that like has the raccoon with the hook?
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
Oh my god.
Is
That's
it
a
not?
Lombax, first of all. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm done talking to you. Let's get back to this
Look at
game.
the raccoon. I think Ratchet is so a raccoon, but so we see the first obelisk going to this chaos side. So we're actually, but it's still a 2k gold lead for this order side, who have have the kill lead. They have first blood, and this Thanatos is starting to get out of control a little bit. Not quite to that point. Scythe missed, but this Discordia is still staying. Disco ult off the mark. So this could be continued aggression onto Expert. We see Natosa trying to just be in the way, make it so it's hard to get to them. Ymoja ult does come out. These
Blocks out the
That's a
disco.
rotation. This
A huge ult!
That's a
Yeah!
huge Kepri ult,
It
but
doesn't
he
matter.
still ends up dying. But that
And
in the
Kepri
moment,
will die
huge
here.
Kepri ult.
No, Kepri will die here.
Kepri should be the Sanatos. Was in the
So
air, but
loud!
Becky does manage to pick him up. Sypha, I believe. Nope. I thought Sypha got a
Boy,
kill
he
for a
is
second,
just
but
soloed XL work
oh, okay,
Microsoft.
that was the kill. I thought Sypha got a kill somehow.
Oh,
But
Sypha looking
blinks
for
in.
the counter kill,
A one
misses
off
the
the mark,
knockup,
other
misses
one on
both
the
her
mark.
ones.
She hit the second one, but not
Sypha's
able
gonna
to get
die
that
here.
last auto.
Sypha's gonna die here.
Sypha's a huge
No, go
scythe,
for it!
actually. Techie should be able to clean this up. Pluck on the mark.
Techie doing something I never seen him do, and hitting ability. Getting the kill. Techie out here is looking like a Sly Cooper right now, stealing all these kills. Just
So I think that is a second item blood forward.
no, it's not.
It is. Look.
I don't believe you.
Oh, you think it's a second item Devo's gloves?
I think he's just gonna go tier 2 and then leave it.
They just leave it.
Huge
Okay.
stun comes out.
No, huge balance also. But we don't see the Hoyo, not quite a back up on cooldown yet. Yeah, so being able to get that level lead is actually so huge for Snowy in this lane, being able to possibly push that into something more, maybe into an early gold Fury, but we see, I believe, a blue buff injured.
Ooh.
Naja ult comes
Pele's
out.
coming. Pele's coming.
Pele, this should be a dead Techie.
But
But Pele ult, not quite on the mark. Thanatos' life is on the mark, Naja south.
Techie, what are you doing?
Techie walks back up the lane, getting hit by a ring bounce, and that's
Techie's a
Intercrypt
troll.
Has to take him out. Has to trade himself out here.
Oh.
So Scythe is off the mark. And the missed Scythe actually makes it so he can't pick up the kill. This is a 2-for-nothing trade for this chaos
You,
side.
Techie, you're the single-handedly the reason why your team's gonna lose.
Snowy gets another solo kill.
Snowy putting the heat on the XL,
You know,
uploading his virus. Oh,
oh,
Pluto,
Pluto comes back in, denies the pyro actually going their way, and will
proving
make it
he
so that
is
they
a
have
planet.
to. What? Okay, so Pluto still picks up Expert off the bubble ult, and now we should see Natosa fall down as well. Techie comes in for
Oh,
rotation.
oh,
The
that's a
Gamma ult
huge.
actually gets him stuck. Gets him stuck in the worst spot possible.
Oh, Techie
Just
hit a block.
Techie's
Okay.
hitting blocks, and Pluto just coming up so huge in these fights. Being
Pluto,
able to
I
get
still
the
think you're a planet. You're pretty good at this.
height. No. Pluto, no. It's not a planet.
Pluto be
I'll
looking
never
like
agree with you.
Mickey Mouse's dog because he's got that dog in it.
Okay, I'll agree with that one. Pluto is just being so on the mark on these rotations, being able to be active in the game, even at this early stage Babo, make it so that you're able to get these stacks easier because you're a part of so much more. I believe that's already 58 stacks, 55 counting Sard on this Book of Thoth, and I think this is going to be a perfect spot for Baba. You're already a level lead, and this Baba, once she hits that mid to late game, will start to swing so much harder, be able to influence these fights so much harder. And if we're talking about influence, we should be talking about Snowy in this lane. Be just already up 2 levels, and this Hoi's such a character where if he's ahead, he stays ahead. He won't fall behind. He should be winning these 1v1s, especially since Snowy's been so on the mark with these ricochets, being able to find these high value ricochets to get this extra poke and being able to translate that to a solo kill. But as
Ah.
I've been sorry, Bubble, what?
Oh, I must accidentally hit my push to talk. I'm gonna talk about this. Baba Yaga's probably sitting on a bunch of gold. She's 5-0-2. She's bigger than the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I guess it's only 1600. That's not bad.
Yeah.
2200 on this Thanatos.
This Thanatos hates going back to base. We see Thanatos how it comes out. Disco
Oh,
ult
he
on the
teched
mark.
her.
Did he? How so?
He prevented her.
Thanatos ult goes on to the Zornos, who's popped ult, trying to be in response. Expert actually picking up the kill onto Psycho Loki, but this Gold Fury still going in the way of the order side. Baba ult does come out to get her out, but she's not quite out yet. Goes over the wall. We see Hoyu jump comes out, and Chaos side is not done. Sypha taking a huge load of damage, but beats come out from Snowy, and this is just going to be order side being able to walk away after getting the Gold Fury, only trading up their support. That's a win you got to take. But on this right-hand side, I think Techie soloed. Techie just got soloed on Sobek.
Yeah, that probably shouldn't happen as a Sobek. You're a Sobek with like, how is he falling down 2 levels? What happened, Techie?
I'm guessing he's just not being able to find that farm. He only has 34 stacks on this Warlock staff. I think Homie's just not farming at the moment.
Yeah,
Fighting way too
I think
much.
Techie needs to go log on Facebook and start playing some Farmville because he out here being behind while his team's ahead.
But we see Snowy still hitting buttons, being able to
Natosa,
find
no!
quite a few autos on the Natosa, being able to chop that Kefri's health away down. But at the end of the day, it's Kefri too tanky at this point. Pause comes out, huge pause, and
So,
let's look at these builds for a second. Bloodforged, second item. You know,
I like it better than the Soul Eater.
I like it better than the Soul Eater. I agree with that. How do you like the Soul Eater on the Pele though?
I still think Soul Eater as a jungle item is kind of doo-doo.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes forever to stack. I know why you go it on the Pele because
Mm-hmm.
she has that passive, but I still think takes way too long to
Right.
stack to get the value you want out of it.
All right. And then all these other builds are looking pretty standard at the moment. Nothing really too crazy out of the way. Talk to me a little bit. Actually, talk to me a little bit about this Naja build. How are you feeling about it? This more hybrid build we're going to be seeing. Most likely that's a Glad Shield. So, do you think this Naja will be able to find a whole lot of value? Because in a lot of what we've seen with this Naja coming back in the meta, it's been a lot of full power. In this mid lane or in this jungle. Do you think this hybrid Naja will still be able to find the same value?
At the end of the day, Najah is a setup god, and as
Mhm,
long as he's setting up, and his team's capitalizing on it, should be
mhm,
fine. It just nerfs his ability to be able to like quickly nuke someone out, right?
mhm,
But he's in the solo lane. He's gonna be a setup god. Let him be
mhm.
set up. He'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, from what I can see on the screen, Taki's about to TP to that ward, and I believe Sypha's just about to break it. Um, so this Celebrex teleport is most likely just gonna go back to the tower, not really gonna do a whole lot of
Do you
interesting.
have a point?
I don't. I was just pointing it out. Just making sure that because I for some reason when I first started that thought, I was like, oh, the teleport will go on cooldown. I'm like, no, it won't. It won't go on cooldown.
I thought you were
So
soloing.
I am. It's just, sometimes you forget how items work sometimes. And that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's gonna cost you 1 bleed.
No, I'm not. I'm not bleeding on cast. I will not.
Everyone in chat say Chargo bleed right now if you want to
I
see her bleed.
you have no you can't even see chat.
Yeah, but I have faith in all the
Okay.
bubble fans out there to put Chargo bleed.
Anyways, what do you think this red team should be doing at the moment? Because they've been able to find a whole lot of value in these fights off their backliners, this order side at least. So what do you think this red team needs to do to get back into it? They have the level lead in solo, but do you think that's enough to kind of get things swinging back in their favor with the gold and XP lead?
One of the hardest thing to do is to kill a head soul laner.
Mhm,
But that would mean this Neja would have to be active, and it would be a short window because it doesn't take Sobek very long to make up his level gap.
mhm,
But yeah, they would have to be pushing for a Jada. What I would like to say is this Kepri needs to position better. Being 0-3-0 at this point is being a
mhm,
detriment to his team. Now, some of that wasn't his fault. A lot of times it was him peeling for his teammate.
mhm.
But it means just in general, everyone has to position better. And this CERN cannot get soloed again.
Yeah, I
Ever.
think that there's a lot of what's been happening on this left side of the map has been opened up by Snowy's level lead, so that Snowy's able to position, maybe make a rotation into some of these Gold Fury leading fights, and being able to really influence the game that way. And
As
so
the
the
game resumes!
all right, so the Vision Shard does get destroyed, so we'll just see the Sobek probably TP to the tier 1 tower.
You
Exactly,
can't teleport the vision shard.
you can. We just saw it.
No, you can't.
We literally just
That
was
was
it?
a default ward.
Okay, it looks like a Vision Shard. It did. It was small, it was tiny, it looked like a glass. It was a vision shard in my brain. But so we're gonna see kind of a meeting of the minds in mid. Or what I thought. I thought Sypha was about to go towards mid, but no. Um what do you think that this I was about to say Gold Fury, but no. For this next Gold Fury, if do you think that they'll take the Naja and rotate it over to the next Gold Fury if this level lead's able to be maintained, or do you think that'll be cut down? But hold that thought for a second because
I'm not gonna hold it. I think more importantly, Pyro is gonna be up first, so we can actually look at that first.
right, and that's a very good point. I just don't think at the moment that this Chaos side is really gonna be able to win a fight in this mid lane. And as I say that, Natosa getting caught out a bit, but not a whole lot more. Kefri's actually
What
at
are you
not Kefri.
doing?
Thanatos at half health, but this Kefri plucks back in, Bolt comes out, Pluck comes out, gonna be able to kind of
Rip
like
my
leave this Kefri
boy
on an island.
Kepri.
Yeah, just not didn't
Remember
even have
how
to
I
give up
said he's got a
Thanatos ult.
position better?
Yeah, just finding himself so caught out there. And Snowy,
Soloed!
Snowy's just a monster. I don't
Call
who
him Scylla! He's a
So
monster!
but we see the Pele about to go in. Bees come out
Was
on
that a
accident.
B?
I have to assume that's on accident. Sypha still has ult, but not really willing to give that up for
Sypha's about to
whatever
get
reason.
soloed, because if she
Sypha
does,
might
she
get turned
gets
around,
soloed.
but we actually see the Thanatos starting to rotate in. Ult comes
Like,
out, but
yeah,
Snowy manages to
you
pick it,
can't
pick it
turn
up.
on that. You're just dead.
Yeah, I think that if Sypha just gives up that ult way quicker off of that Hoi dash, I think that she's in a great position to kill Snowy and get a huge shutdown bonus.
I would have to disagree. Once Hoi stunned her, I think she was dead if she went in. She just had to disengage. So Hoi's level 17. He's he is Aussie. You're not really killing him through it.
Right, but when Sypha blinked originally, she was in a really good position to ult, but she didn't. There was before the Hoi stun came out, so that's what I was saying. That it was a really questionable why she didn't go for that. I think that could have been like that could have been a brief moment where, yes, she could have killed Snowy and got that huge shutdown bonus, but like you said, after that stun, she just needed to get out, but turns around. The only win you can say you got there is you got Thanatos ult out, but it's on such a short cooldown, it doesn't even matter. So just really, Snowy's playing insane. That's it.
Excel, what are you doing here?
Yeah,
He's
no,
just gonna
Excel
stall
cannot
you
be here.
again.
And Snowy, Mark onto XL. Jump coming out, stun comes out, beats come out, and XL just deleted.
Yeah, this guy, put him in Amazon.
So we see the Mark come out again. Natosa again walking up to Snowy. Stop walking up to Snowy. You can't. You can't walk up to Snowy at this
Level
point.
18.
You cannot.
Leave him
This is-
alone.
You're creating a conveyor belt for Snowy being able to get such a huge lead. Naja ult does come out to disengage.
Yeah,
Alright,
Snowy right now is the 1%. Everyone else is the working class.
yeah, Snowy just 2 levels up, even on Yuri on this Naja, who has been the kind of the last bastion for this right
Is that
team.
an
We see
Overwatch reference?
no, it's not. It's not.
Nerf
So
Bastion.
no. So we see this Pyromancer pulled by this order side, being able to push that gold lead a bit further, getting up to 6k.
Sypha
But
getting
Puck comes
caught
in
out.
on the Hoi, Blink comes out, Thanatos ult up. Sypha should be dead off this Thanatos ult,
Nah,
no,
she
goes back
she
into-
blinked out. She-
but we see Expert A just come out, but
Expert
should
should
be
die
collected-
here. He
should
should
be
be an
collected by the
expert at one
Thanatos,
thing,
but
and
no.
it's death.
But no, Thanatos unfortunately missing just a couple of key
Pluto
abilities,
pulling
but
him in with the
Pluto-
gravitational pull.
Pluto just being able to just position so well in these fights, being able to reach every corner with this Baba. Like, where Pluto was standing there, it was basically Pluto was free casting, which if you're this Chaos side, you cannot let happen. This Baba is getting more and more
Techie getting
destructive.
caught out.
Techie, yeah, Techie is getting caught out. So this should be a dead Techie. Should be a couple abilities on
Nope.
when he lands, but no.
Well, I don't know
not
about
any
that.
CC coming out.
Link,
Blink comes in. Sash is good.
I
Flex.
think you just killed Neja there. You'll take this
Yeah.
trade.
Neja actually
Nope.
still alive, turning on to the Kefri instead. And really, that's the lesser of two evils for this Chaos side. I think for that trade, I'm okay. And no, Snowy, don't do it.
Excel!
Don't do it to a Kexel
You're
again.
going into the wrong cell.
So we see this into the creeps making a rotation over, but you know, I don't even think Snowy needs it at this point. Then Scythe off the mark, just going into tower, not saying no. I don't want to give it to Snowy, but
Just call Snowy Google Sheets at this point. She's the superior
it's just
chart maker.
it's Snowy's just is playing like a monster out of their mind at the moment. Snowy is just being able to have such a presence in these fights and just positioning in a way where this way you find a lot of
jumps
value.
in.
We see the
She
jump
don't
in,
care.
the ult action, and this Naja has to ult out, but this Thanatos is waiting for her. Him. I don't know why.
Wow,
Hey, it was-
you of all people.
I know. Anyways, the Sobek pluck onto
Pluck?
this Kefri. No one really there to capitalize. Don't really know why that pluck got thrown out there. Like
Why
right here would
not?
be a perfect. Right here would be a perfect pluck. That's why. So
You think Techie's got trigger discipline? He's out there. He's up. Fight breaks out.
but we see the stun come out.
Pluck!
The pluck comes out, but the beats come out from Expert.
Natosa out of position.
The Toaster just needs to position a little bit better in these fights, but being able to find their way out with this Kefri movement speed from the ult. But you just can't keep on using your ult like that. You can't give up your ult every single time. You just need to position a bit better, a bit safer to not eat so much poke at the beginning of a fight or really get committed on and lose your life. Then they get to go do something else, like getting that Scorpion that could have. And I think if one more fight goes badly for this Chaos side, this Order side is just gonna be looking at a Fire Giant to really put the nail in the coffin. It's already an 8k gold lead. You know, if math is correct, 14 kill lead for this Order side. And with how Snowy's been playing, actually how both backliners have been playing, Pluto and Snowy, this is only gonna get wider and wider. This snowball is not gonna get smaller, and it's not even Thanatos we're talking about. It's this backline that's being able to really be the difference maker in this game so far. But we see a purple buff invade come out from XL, trying to get some of that golden XP back, trying to just split push this tier 1 tower down, but exactly like I was about to say, if I'm this order side, I pull up this Fire Giant right now, already at half HP. Naja, the only one that is really close by being able to make a difference, but this Thanatos be doing such a good job at making it so that Naja can't walk in, and this Fire Giant is going to cleanly go to this order
Into
side
the
team.
crypts, maybe out of position.
Yeah, way out of position actually, but
No,
Techi's
psych.
there to save. Techi's there to save into the
No,
crypts.
Capri, what are you doing
So
there?
once again, just too far up, but gonna be able to find their way out. But person that's not gonna be able to find.
Did he
Well,
just cleanse block?
I think he just did.
That's a go to Capriol if that's what happened, but I don't know if it happened.
Does Capriol cleanse CC?
Yeah, you
It
didn't know that?
does. I did not actually. I thought it cleansed slows.
It cleansed
I
all
thought it was.
CC.
I thought it was just mini sprint.
Nope.
Oh, it does. Okay. So then, yeah, that's a good Capriol right there actually. So, you know, we could have been getting that kind of stuff all game if maybe Natosa was playing a little bit farther back, wasn't getting caught out so many times. We could have seen some more Capriols like that to really, you know, save a life. But, you know, for this...
the Capri is obviously not a Frey listener. He does not know how to save a life, besides his own. And he's not even very good at doing that. So these Capriols have not been getting the value that they need
Yeah.
to, mainly because it's Capri's poor positioning. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
0-10-1 for this Chaos side duo lane really just spells how much Snowy was able to do in this mid game, and even how much Into the Crypts and Pluto were able to impact on this Cap 3 and really just push this Cap 3 down and down further and further. We see Loki hit this level 15 before Natosa was able to, so being able to sit on such a huge power spike, and 6k gold lead now actually got cut down quite a bit. So we were looking at a 8k, now we're down to a 6k. Maybe this is the start of possibly Chaos side getting back in,
not.
but okay. No optimism.
This red team has not been playing all that too well, and they're gonna get punished for it. Even if they were to come back, I don't know how they would play these team fights. I just think these blue team is just way better execution, and I think that this blue team also just has an easier comp to execute.
Yeah. A lot of it is just, does this Naja find value? Does Sypha find value off of their initiation? If they don't, then it's really
Natosha
just
dash.
disaster. But Natosha giving up their dash, and now Thanatos up in the air. Natosa should be going down. Natosa goes down. I think, yeah, Capriol gets popped on
You
Natosa
can't.
before.
Why are we even
but
defending this tier 2? Like,
yeah,
you're just gonna. This is the end of the game
Sypha gets
now.
picked, and the bobble comes out, but it's really just icing on the cake at this point.
Expert, you can't be walking off.
Just everyone's just walking up into the conveyor belt that is this order side team. It's just, it's mind-boggling. It's just you see someone go down, you're like, okay, now it's my turn, and that's exactly what Celis does. It's every time there's just something happens. You know, say, you know, order side makes a mistake. This chaos side just goes too far in on it, where they're like, oh yeah, we need to push this to this extreme. You know, Excel gets Bees and Aegis pulled for frankly no reason. We see, you know, Natosa dashing up, trying to find value off of a pluck, misses, and, you know, trades their life away.
Even if he hits the pluck, he probably just gets burned faster. You can't turn around.
Yeah, so it's really, like you said, I don't know why they were really keen on defending that tier 2 tower, especially when they still have Fire Giant. But Blink Sash going to be off the mark, also off the mark. But we see the dash come out from the stern, and it's just up in the air, going to be able to safely disengage. But maybe, no engage coming back in. But we're going to see a little bit grouping of both teams from on this left-hand side, maybe trying to push down this tier 2 tower. Fire Giant just worn off for this order side, so maybe this Chaos side can kind of, you know, win a team fight, but it's currently a 5v3. Pluck onto Natosa, being able to keep Natosa back. Disco ult finds its way onto the crypts, but just a little bit off in terms of damage. Techie finds this Discordia, but Oh, Pluck actually onto Excel, which is huge. But that's Excel's death once again, thanks to Snowy with Sunbreaker, I believe. So it's just going from bad to worse. You know, you get like such a little win where like, oh, okay, Crips is poked out. You know, we can kind of go back a little bit now, but being able to find such a huge pluck onto Excel and Techie just being in a really good spot to find a lot of these plucks, being able to pick a backliner out and really set up for Snowy and Pluto to really free cast onto things. But Bubble, what do you think is going wrong for this Chaos side in their team fights?
I think they just, they're just way out farmed right now. I think they're out skilled mostly, and I think this red team. Oh wait, my mistake. This blue team's just playing better, and I
Mhm.
can't say that they're not.
Yeah. 10k gold lead now is the state of the game. And I think that this, next Fire Giant is going to be very easy. But Expert up a little bit too far. Bees come out from Crypts to make sure that there isn't much follow-up onto him afterwards. But this Techie's just going to be able to walk up, create so much space. And this should be a very relatively easy Fire Giant pull. Techie kind of standing guard outside of it, making sure that Expert isn't comfortable. Blink, Pluck comes back in. Beads come out from Expert, but even still gets plucked back off the mark a little bit on into the Crypt Thanatos ult. Techie comes out with a Sobek ultimate, but not a whole lot. The chase actually starts onto, and most likely is going to be able to pick up Natosa. Emoja 3 pluck into that, and that's a dead Natosa. This Disco gets a little bit of value. Sypha onto Thanatos, but I don't think it's gonna. She doesn't have the reach, and Sypha is just so, annexed from the rest of her team, and will just be collected by the Thanatos, or maybe not. And it jukes back and gives Sypha just a little bit too much space. Snowy collects Excel for yet another time. 0-7 on poor Excel, and we do see Crips eventually collect Sypha in the back. Yuri going in, trying to kind of be the last stand, but it's way too little, way too late, and this should be the end of the game. Pluto's gonna collect that right-hand Phoenix. Snowy just trying to get to that 10-0 spot. Are we gonna see it? Stun comes out. Big crit there, 671. Kefri ult comes out. Huge
Huge
Kefri ult.
Capriol to prevent the
Really,
head kick.
but Snowy wants it. Snowy still wants it. Snowy has to use
Give it to
Aegis.
Snowy. It's a prospect. Let him get 10-0.
See a few big crits there, but still just playing a little bit too far back now. And I think this Titan will be going down with little fanfare. But actually, as I'm saying that, we see a little bit of a kerfuffle come out. Snowy gets to the 10-0 line. We did it, double digits, and that's the game.
We did it. You didn't do anything. Snowy did all the work.
No, it's a group effort. Our win or their wins are our wins. So yeah, we did it. So talk to me a little bit about what went wrong for this Chaos team, and what went right.
Chaos team.
Yeah.
So what went right? They
Naja
didn't surrender.
was able to find quite a
Naja
bit of
had some
value.
value.
Yeah,
They didn't surrender.
that was huge. All right, what went wrong?
Everything else.
Everything else.
When your
Uh,
duo lane goes 0, 15, and 1, I think it's
mhm.
pretty
Oh,
bad.
15 and 2.
Oh, my bad. I
Oh,
didn't see
it's
that
also
one.
0 and 6. 0, 16 and 2.
Yeah, I was trying to do it off memory. I wasn't looking at the scoreboard. My bad. Yeah. That's probably unforgivable. Some teams probably need to be swapped. And that's my closing opinion.
But I definitely think that Snowy on this whole Yi was really just, such a shining star, being able to just solo anyone that came towards Snowy. That's it. That's your life. It didn't matter if you were Sypha on this Pele, Excel on the Cenonos. Didn't matter. Snowy was collecting your life, and I think in a game 2, you cannot let Snowy get that far ahead. Maybe towards the second wave of bans, you start to look for this whole Yi, or if you think it was such a big problem, maybe even take it for yourselves. But that should be the end of game number one. So we're gonna, I believe, throw it to a quick little break, and we will be right back.
Years are passing by and all I think about is when we were new school. Flipping off police, drinking beers underage in a swimming pool. But times have changed and we're old now. I think our heat's getting cold now. And now I'm just in love with your cold shoulder. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. I cannot fall asleep without you by my side, but when you're here I'm all cold. Yeah, we got something special, but I cannot be the main act in a role. Tell me what you gonna do when they catch us, when they pull out big guns and they blast us. The final end to our mad love, mad love. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us.
Won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like our future's just begun. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Just lead me into your world. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together on our own. Just lead me into your world. Waiting for no one. We're headed straight up for the sun. They'll never notice. We'll take these cities on our own. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together. Just lead me
And welcome back to game 2 of this Savanna Prospect. And still with me, we have Printers on production and Bubble. Bubble, after having a couple minutes to digest, we're going into picks and bans for game 2. What do you want to see changed out of this chaos side in terms of drafts and
Oh, I'm glad you specified draft because I was going to say teams. But I'm glad you mentioned printers. Um, to be fair, I don't even think that team across from them had that much of good team con compared to them. Um, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's just an execution difference. I
right?
think maybe if you think about banning something, it's the Emoja, but that's about it.
Yeah, I feel like Emoja is one of those bands where if you see they have a Emoja player, you might as well respect it. That god is in the right hands, just so annoying. And I think that Loki was able to find quite a few high value things, but same picks and bans so far, except we've seen Atlas banned this time. Talk to me a little bit about why Atlas could be banned here. Do you think that Atlas is starting to rise up a bit, or is it just, a one-off ban?
I think they banned it because they don't want to deal with it. I think Atlas is pretty good. He can be oppressive. Um, his ult shreds you. His ult also neuters you. Oh, the Neja first pick
First pick.
though.
All right. I was actually expecting to see a run back to this Emoja, but we actually see um the Naja, and I think with Yamoja and Kefri open, we can kind of see what Chaos side is really going to prioritize, but from both these hovers, looks like they're prioritizing neither support at the moment. Going to be an Uller Achilles hover at the moment. Uller locked in. Um, I think this Uller will maybe not get soloed as much, and I think this Achilles run back might do a little bit. Actually, talk to me a little bit about the Achilles pick. What do you think is going to be different from
I
this
hate it.
Naja solo? Why do you hate it,
I
Bubble?
hate Picked way too early. You don't know what your matchup is. You don't even know if the other team has like a Kepri or something. Like, I I just hate it. I don't think Achilles is that great right now. Can only really last pick it and gets value. So picking it this early, I think he's just gonna get waffle stunned. But
Right.
again, it is that techie on blue team. Never mind. He
It
won't
is.
get. He'll be fine.
We see a set hover at the moment, and if the set gets locked in, we get to have the fun little game of what's going mid, what's going jungle, or do we see a assassin solo? And we also see the Artemis locked in. So once again, going for a high impact duo lane. We're gonna see quite a few
That may be
active
your
parts in that. So and actually Cleo third pick. God, we have not seen all too much recently. Tell me your opinions about this Cleo pick right now.
I like it in the soul lane a little bit.
Mhm.
It still has the inherent issue of it has 0 CC, but it's
Mhm.
very safe if played correctly.
Mhm.
Just think there's better picks though is my main issue. And if you look at these top three, definitely one side's the clear winner,
Yeah.
and it's not close.
We see the Yemo band coming out for this order side, and on the other side we see the ESET Kepri. So we're gonna see some new supports, and we also see the Vulcan band returning. So really just prioritizing this Vulcan slightly, making sure that this mid laner doesn't end up with it. And we see a Chang'e locked in.
I
Your
hope
thoughts on
it's a Chongi solo. I hope it is.
maybe maybe a Kalina
Cleo
mid.
mid or
I
Uller mid
I
or
think I'd like
something.
that. I think an
But most
Ullarian.
likely it's a Chongi mid, Cleo jungle, Achilles solo, Uller
I will leave
carry.
standing no
Yeah,
barrier to
not
our
not the
success.
most favorite team comp coming out
So
this chaos side.
This is a set solo.
I think if this Merlin gets locked in, then yes. So a set solo. Yeah. Well, tell me, what are your thoughts on set solo right now? We saw you played a little bit in Pro League, but not really by anyone else other than Fight. Okay, what are your thoughts on set? Do you think he has a place in the meta right now, or do you think he's just like a flavor pick for some of these players?
I think he's good. He does a lot of damage very quickly. He is also one of those gods who can snowball the banana out of a game. Um, but I think Set's just really good right now, and I think he'll have a good matchup into this Achilles.
Yeah. Becky going to be able to find a little bit of pressure going into this.
Oh wait, is Techie on the set? Never mind.
Okay. Techie slander. I think Techie's going to do fine on this set. I think he'll be something that he'll be able to kind of pressure a little bit more, leverage a lead a little bit more. He wasn't able to do that on the Sobek last game, so maybe we see something change up a little bit. But so final thoughts on where we think this right team is going to be going, because ideally it would be Uller ADC, Achilles jungle, Kleena mid, Chunga solo, Jing Chen support. Is that what you think we're gonna see, or you still think we're gonna see the Chunga mid?
Jing mid,
Okay.
Achilles support,
Uh-huh.
Uller jungle,
Uh-huh.
Chongi ADC, Cleo solo.
Insane. So none of that's gonna happen, right?
Cleo solo could happen.
Cleo solo could happen. But I don't know if, you know, Achilles is in Sypha's God Pool. I think this Kleena would be something that's a bit more in Sypha's God Pool as a jungler. So I'm very excited to see how this game shapes up.
Oh wait, this is Sypha on the Cleo?
Yeah. I believe that's my thoughts at least. But you know, if you had to pick a draft, which draft are you going for?
You know which one I'm going for, so I'm not going to bother to answer you.
Chaos side.
Left
Chaos
side.
All
No,
right,
no, don't even.
So Bubble actually loves this Chaos side draft.
Okay, hold
It's
up.
his favorite thing ever. And
Alright,
he
whatever you
likes
say,
it so
Chaos tonight.
much.
Charlie tonight.
Okay.
Charlie tonight. Charlie.
No, you can't slander my poor name like that. My
Char goat.
marketability.
Everyone in chat go Charlie Mad Bleat.
Madly. What is? So that brings up a great question. Do goats bleat like differently, based off of motion?
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah, if you kick a goat, it's gonna bleed differently than a goat that doesn't have its ribs crunched.
That's a thought right there. Yeah, definitely. I think that goes for.
You asked if they bleed differently.
I meant more in like emotional ways, where it's like,
Oh,
is there a
yeah.
happy bleat or is there like a sad bleat?
A goat who's had his ribs kicked is not gonna have a happy bleed.
I didn't know that. But we're gonna go in the game. So, you know, get me away from this. You know, we actually, yeah, so we see everything that we thought was realistically gonna be happening. Not my favorite placement of everyone, but I think you'll still find some success. So we see both teams doing the same start. A lot of, you know, consistency. I know your thoughts on this red to speed start, so I won't ask you this every time. But in this solo lane, we start to see this set and this Achilles just start to clear the wave. Who do you think will get a lot of this early pressure in that solo side?
I would say Set, but since it's Techie, I'm gonna go Achilles.
Okay. So yep, this Achilles is gonna be able to outclear the wave. We see both the junglers meeting up at the totem. Since this Sash actually comes out, stops the scream, but really, you know, fighting over not a whole lot at the moment. We see some low health bars in this duo side. Natosa walking a little bit up to wave, but not so much where this Artemis is able to just outright kill Xing Chen. Talk to me about this duo lane matchup. What are we expecting to see over here? Are we expecting to see a lot of a high kill duo lane? Or are we going to be seeing that more towards when the supports split off?
I think the kill pressure really shows up right now.
Oh, actually, yeah. So the shell comes out. Natosa walking just a little bit too far up and
somehow positioning wrong on the safest support in the game.
Snowy, you know, continuing Snowy's dominance. Really, this is Snowy's league, Snowy's game, Snowy's division. And I think that this Chaos side really has to find an answer to shut Snowy down. Last game, they weren't able to find this answer. So this game, I'm hoping that maybe on Artemis, something that's a little bit more gankable, that Snowy might be able to fall a little bit more times, you know, more than 0. So we see Steel Lane start to reunite again, you know, 1 level down. But hopefully things start to swing back in, a lot more even lane. Mid is gonna talk to me a little about the mid game or this mid matchup. Is it gonna just be kind of a stalemate, or are we gonna see anyone really come out on top here?
Well, I don't think that Persephone is particularly fond of killing anyone. I mean, she can ult the Chang'e if her two's down, would be her kill chance, and then Chang'e really is just trying to out-sustain fights. So and Persephone does a relatively good job of clearing away for distance. I don't think there'll be a lot of kill pressure until someone comes and ganks them.
Yeah. Speaking about, you know, really about that lockdown that this Order side has so far, having that Naja and that Persephone is really gonna be able to really keep a target down. And I think this is gonna be really valuable in these team fights, being able to just lock someone like Sypha down or lock someone like Natosa down, where now they're not able to run around and fight and cause a lot more havoc. But the Shunga will be able to find its consistent way out. Sypha getting very low, but back to base. And then we see, as you expected, you know, this Achilles finding quite a little bit of early pressure on Teki. Currently has a little bit of a level lead at the moment. So maybe this will translate into maybe a blue buff being taken away at some point, or just some early totem pressure. But currently Teki playing on the back foot. When do you think the set starts to come online and really become an issue?
When he gets farm, uh, when he grabs a couple items. I don't think he's gonna do anything till then. He's just gonna sit there and try to grab farm what he can.
Yeah. Crips rotating in, trying to help the set out just a little bit, trying to alleviate some of this pressure, but really splitting that wave, making it makes it so Techi's getting a little bit less farm. Not quite gonna be able to match on that same level as Jury for a little bit. We see Loki make the first rotation out. Sypha's still level 4 though, which is rather interesting. Not gonna be able to really blow anyone up yet. I think a common trend I'd say I'd describe this right side team is just kind of waiting for that mid game, making sure they don't get blown up too early in this early game. You have, you know, Sypha who needs a couple items to get online. We have this Chang'e needs a couple items to get online. Just not quite, you know, the most active early game comp. And I think that rings true for this right side as well. Teki, who right now, as I'm speaking, is looking a little low on that right side. He's going to take a while to get online. Same with the Persephone and Artemis. Just should be a lot slower pace game, do you think? Oh, as I'm saying that, we see the Sash come out. Bees come out from Yuri, but should not result in a kill. He still has the ult up. Going to be able to get out, but forcing the beats out of that Achilles is such a huge
yeah. Teki being the little brother scenario here. That's a Chang'e ult.
That is a Chang'e ult, and here's the red buff for this Chaos side. Gonna be able to. Ooh, but we
Both
see
big brothers have shown up to Soul Lane.
No, I think Yuri is definitely the big brother in this. Yuri's bullying poor Teki around, but Sypha gonna be able to sort of chase Crips off, but not gonna be able to find a whole lot for it. But as I'm saying that, Sypha dashes onto Teki in this right side, and Teki being forced to ult out, Cleo ult off the mark, but being able to get that set ult is such a huge thing, because that's a lot of what Set's gonna be able to have this kill pressure.
He wouldn't have kill pressure till anyways. By the time he'll come back up. What it really does, it opens up an opportunity for this Achilles to kill him. If he really wants to, so he doesn't worry about him out healing the ult threshold.
Yeah, we see the Jotuns finally get online for this set, so they're gonna be able to, you know, do a little bit more damage. Do you think this is gonna be like a more hybrid set, or like a more full damage set? As I'm saying that, a little bit of damage getting taken onto Loki, but nothing he can dash away from. But back to this set. As I'm saying that again, another engagement on the right-hand side. We see Yuri getting a little bit damage forced towards him. Trying to posture for this blue buff. Ult out from the Yuri. And
Missed
Naja's
the
dash off the map.
sash,
Ult
but he
on the
hits
mark
the
though.
orb. I don't think he kills
But
him.
he doesn't have Techie doesn't have his ult for a whole lot of follow-up damage onto this. You're gonna be able to get out, but Scythe is actually make the
Yuri.
rotation in. Maybe possibly find a kill onto Techie or Crips.
Misses the
Cleo 2
two.
off the mark, dash on the mark.
Misses the
Cleo
one.
ult off the mark, and overall just a whole lot of damage, but nothing coming out from it.
It
Maybe
could be a
actually we
blue
might see a
invade.
buff invade, but
This
that
is a
all
little bit
depends.
risky, bisky blue invade.
Yeah, especially with Techie's ult coming back up in a few seconds, but Techie's nowhere to be found.
Techie's just
Techie-
like, I'm gonna clear a wave and get killed here.
Techie not found, and Techie's actually so far up, but being able to dash out with the set clone, gonna be able to keep himself in a safer position. Yeah, just any other god, Techie dies there. So we already see this set gonna be able to get out of trouble a lot more, but we already see a
I
one
don't know.
level
He
lead.
could have been Charybdis and lived there. He could have been Heimdall.
Yeah. Anyways, we see a little bit of damage onto this Chunga, but nothing too substantial yet. Do you think that? Oh, actually, as I'm saying that Techie turning it onto this.
Techie, you're not that
Oh,
guy.
no.
Oh, Yuri,
Both-
you're not that guy.
Both Solon is missing some line abilities and dropping kill both their ways. But Techie, even with that, you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage with this Kingslayer ultimate and be able to really find some of that HP back. But actually, as I'm saying that, Sypha comes in, really ults the wave, and then kind of gets out there. Not a whole lot she could do ganking from that position. Would have much rather her
I
maybe
think
gank.
if Techie would have stayed up there, I think he could have killed Achilles. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, but Sypha's presence.
Oh, he's out
just-
of mana though. Never mind. Scratch that.
Yeah, because he didn't get the blue buff.
Yeah, now he will though. Watch. Wham.
Wham. Yeah, for in that 30 seconds, yeah. But both solo laners actually going bead. I'm guessing that this Achilles just wanted to make sure that Naja was going to be able to have a lot of kill pressure over him in this lane. As I'm saying, speaking of Naja, Stun comes out onto Natosa. Natosa very far up. No dash for him, but Natosa going to be ult to get Pluto away. But once again, Crips hits his ultimate, and Persephone comes out and just no interactability right there.
Oh, the queen's dead.
Not again. Queen's dead part 2. Printers on production.
I'm
We know
sorry,
you're very
printers.
concerned
Oh,
about
but
it.
Techie gets soloed.
Not quite solo. Actually, maybe soloed. Yeah, I think it was a solo because Yuri's full HP with. Yeah, so I
So
don't know how.
what most likely happened is Techie's already poked out, got greedy, and Seth was like, "Come here, boy," and ate her.
Yeah, because Sypha's full HP, and Sypha does not have any like a completed lifesteal item yet. So, yeah, Techie just a little too greedy on this set, especially with a character like Set. You're not going to be building a whole lot of prots yet. You can't really afford to get greedy the same way this Achilles can. Good awareness side of Sypha, being able to capitalize off of Techie's greediness and really start to propel this solo and jungle levels quite a bit. Overall, quite a few level leads we're seeing right now. 2-level lead out of Snowy in this dual lane, and Snowy's just been on fire today, I will say.
Yeah, red team took the impossible challenge of shut down Snowy, and they just not doing a good job of it right now.
But instead, they're still going to be able to find a few level leads and keep the gold disparity. Not like they're keeping it very close at the moment. I think this time last game we were seeing a lot more things blowing up a bit. Start to see order side, inch like 2-3k gold lead ahead, just slowly pushing up that lead. So this Chaos side doing a lot of better job of securing their own farm, making sure that they're staying competitive in this game, and a lot of it is focused around the solo lane so far because it's the only lane that's really been all too active right now. We see Kingslayer get popped out on Techie onto this Achilles. We see quite a bit of damage come out, but you're so close to his tower, but he's actually stepping back up. One off the mark from the Achilles, and we see that Techie's still getting very low in
Techie's
threshold
getting
now.
domed.
No 3
Techie
available,
got
and that would be
domed!
solo. And on the other side, we see Sypha go down to Snowy,
cat.
Snowy. We see Sypha go down to Snowy, and this gold fear getting started up. So even though that Techie got sold on the right side, it's just on this left side, this fight isn't going all that chaos side, and huge
Huge
Najao
ult.
onto the
Maybe
Chang'e.
if they follow him.
Yeah,
Up
huge
huge
follow.
follow.
Yeah,
Ah, you got it. You can't. Come on,
but
Ganesh. You gotta be ready, dog.
even then, it's just
Natosa
Pluto.
just for no reason getting picked here though.
Yeah,
Like
it's
the guy
just
was dead. There's nothing you could have done. Now you're
exactly.
just licking the grave with the neck right next to Chongi, bro. What you doing?
This Naja is finding such high value ultimates at the moment, being able to really set up for Pluto to get that easy Persephone ult, leave them trapped down even longer, and
Yeah, right now into the crypts being the Neptune to Pluto, but as that say that, Snowy,
Snowy,
Snowy misses
Snowy, no!
four. Oh
But
wait,
bees come out. Bees come out still from Excel, so
no, they killed
they kill poor Tusky.
Tusky.
Yeah, see, I'm not the only one that forgets stuff.
Musky. I think they
Musky.
should call him, make him a meerkat
Oh,
and call him Musky.
so the axe misses onto Snowy, but a little bit of a chase happening at the moment on this
They
duo
don't
side.
catch him.
Yeah, this Artemis is just a little bit too fast, and not quite worth it.
Huge,
But right
this
now, but
Nejon's been on
yeah,
fire.
Crypta into the crypts is just finding such high value sashes and also ultimates, and being
Into
able to
the
get
crypts, putting
techie,
people into the morgue.
really, into the crypts, creating more ghosts in this outwash ult with how many people he is sending to their graves at the
Into the
moment.
crypts, used to writing obituaries while he's sending people to the crypts.
So Sash comes a little bit off the mark, but Expert being able to self-heal off,
Chongi,
but actually might be able
Techie,
to get some Techie
Techie out
here,
here looking sussy.
but oh, Blink comes
Oh,
out and
huge
really
blink out of the expert. He's no
The expert.
amateur.
He's an expert. So we see that
Also, for
Nikosa
some
trying to
reason,
chase out
Tracy.
into the
Yeah.
crypts, but right now, really, I think that this Pyromancer should be getting looked at the moment. You have Sypha on this right-hand side. This Clean is going to be able to burn these objectives very easily with her ults. So I definitely wish that this Order side was maybe playing for that a little bit more. And just as I say it, they do it.
That's
Sypha,
chaos.
oh, Chaos, yes. Same people, really. But this Chaos side gets to be able
they're
to...
definitely the different team.
Really, semantics, really, as
No, you're
Chaos
just
picks up
wrong.
the Pyromancer, really, it's semantics,
You don't even know what a semantic is if it hits you in the face.
What is a semantic?
It's a semantic.
Yeah, you don't
Everyone-
even know what a semantic is. But now he's still having quite a bit of pressure. I definitely...
there's aquatic lizards. That's a semantic.
That is not a semantic. I think that's a salamander.
Anyway, huge sash.
Huge Sash comes out. Finds quite a bit of
Huge
burn.
channel.
Huge Persephone on the mark, but beads were just wearing off, and I don't think this Najah's missed an ult yet.
Because he's the go.
He is
Go.
the ult goat. The ult goat.
Whoa.
The ult goat. So we're gonna see
Into the crypt. The scoreline may not show, but he's literally this team right now.
Yeah, right now just finding such
See, look at what I mean. He's got that dog.
gets the beats.
Oh,
Aegis
nice
out
Ganesh. I respect it. Techie's getting bullied.
Yeah, Techie's still not able to find a whole lot of pressure. 1 in 3 reads his scoreline at the moment, and we see a lot more of a full damage build coming out. So, not a whole lot of frontline presence from this set. Not going to be able to really live the most unless he goes something like a CAD shield to really boost his healing in his ultimate. But Achilles ability's off the mark. Really, seeing ghosts. But we're gonna see Snowy on this left-hand side, still pressure.
I just would like to point out this damage chart on the left. Do you see something a little sussy, Baka?
It is Sypha all the way down at 1700 at 16 minutes.
Yeah, the elephant's got more damage than you. There's an issue.
So there, a wise person in my life said that's criminal. Someone lock them up for that, and I think Sypha might need to get locked up for that. Just
Whatever
and
you
it's-
say, for Gary.
weren't supposed to get the reference that quickly. Jeez. Anyways, but I mean,
In blue
Sypha's
vein,
network is sort of up there at the moment. But yeah, this blue invade comes out. Not gonna be successful, and now
Techie for some
Yuri is
reason scared to go in.
yeah, Techie's in ultimate. Beats come out. We see the Sash come out as well, and overall this Achilles does fall down to Techie, and into the crypts once again. You know what? That's the sixth time this game we see
Glad
into the
you
crypts.
counted kill participation. That was
Yeah,
I know it was
it
hard
is.
for you.
I know.
Soloed, by the way, in the left lane, 1v2ing.
I mean, it's snowy. Like I'm not. You know, what
Yeah,
am I
you're
supposed to say?
feeling the heat right now.
What am I supposed to say? Snowy's just that person. Snowy's
Yeah,
just
what type
able
of
to.
snowy do you think that is? Is it a snow leopard? A snow fox?
See, I just imagine it kind of like a blizzard, like a
Oh,
snowy.
I also like Dairy Queen.
I was thinking more like the weather. It's a lot more ferocious. You
You
know,
have raining Dairy Queens?
I do. Yeah, I'm raining Dairy Queens. It's just the
Anyways,
build.
back on track to my announcer partners getting sidetracked. We got a mid
Okay.
lane battle.
Yeah, little bit of poke coming out, but we actually see
Ugh.
Yuri pressuring this
Techie
Techie.
soloed!
Yeah, he activates the 3 but didn't have a clone out, so he's not able to get away, and Yuri just playing so well in this Achilles, being able to find Techie out and really be able to influence this solo lane. Hopefully, Yuri's going to be able to translate that to other lanes at the moment, because I think that now is when this Chaos team really needs to start grouping up, trying to out-team fight. What was that?
But there's a fight that's breaking out here.
Yep.
Nice
Fight is-
sash!
Yeah, huge sash comes out from into the crypts. Once again, Snowy being able to clip the kill there. And we see the Blink Nausea ult. This crypt is on fire at the moment. And then we see the Persephone go follow up on it. And
Tian's on fire.
I don't think it's... is it the Gecko skin? I think it is.
Oh, wait, maybe it is. But anyways, that was a huge fight for this
Yeah.
blue team. Now they're getting bold. And now,
Once
as
again,
with this game is again going along like a left game, except for Techie's feeding more. It's about to be a snowball time.
you know, Techie really the MVP for this Chaos side. Really keeping them in the game, keeping them competitive in a couple of these fights. And Excel, gonna
Looking
get
like
deleted
Google
once
Sheets
again.
right now.
It's just Snowy and Crips are just those two are
Manhandling them. Like
It's just
they're making sandwiches while everyone else is making sloppy joes.
It's such a disparity. You can see out of the jungle and out of the ADC a 4-level lead, even though that's Excel's first time dying. A 4-level lead doesn't just magically appear. You know, there's got to be quite a few mistakes leading up to that, and Snowy's just proving that Snowy's just playing a little better today.
Snowy's just better.
Snowy's just better, and Crypt's just finding, once again, you know, we're harping on Crypt a lot, but that's because of the fact that Crypt is finding so much value in these fights, being able to like in any of these fights, if Crypt is there, they're winning the fight. Like, and you can see that in the kill charts. The only person who's died on this order side is Techie, and a lot of it is due to Techie pushing up a little bit too far, Techie getting picked for it, or Techie just getting slammed. And maybe we're about to see a little bit of column A, but the set 3 a little bit too mobile, and now we see a 2v1 starting to break out. But we actually see Yuri soloing Snowy, but the Aegis comes out.
Snowy's got
Snowy-
the dog in him.
Exactly.
Oh, here
but
comes
we see
Uller
Exo
missing
jump
the
wall.
axe. Missing the
misses
okay.
everything.
Retire. Amazon division. Where are you at?
And then we see Pluto.
And then he gets fucking golden.
Pluto and Chris are able to find so much cleanup right there, and Snowy jukes so very well there, you know, making sure that Excel
Snowy's the reason why she didn't die. Yeah, you're right.
you know, Snowy's jukes were just really on point. You know, you really gotta commend Snowy.
Call
but
it how it is, Charga. Say what's on your chest. Come on.
So Excel, you jump a wall, you're under a tower, and you miss everything. And at that point, you know, you just say, oops, that's it. It's like,
Whoopsie whoopsie.
oopsie whoopsie. That is it. Because, like, it's
Because we
just that
can't say the second part.
I I don't know what second part you're referring to. Anyways, Jing Chen comes out onto Techie. You know, is Techie gonna die another
How does
time?
Techie? I was about to say Techie really is the bright spot for this Chaos team.
So Snowy being able to collect their 6th kill of the game, but Crip, I think
Into the
the
Cribs
first,
missed his ult.
I think the first Naja ult we've
Alert the
seen
media.
and even then, it still resulted in a kill. And Pluto being able to collect yet another kill.
Yeah, this game's over.
It's just this game going a lot like the first one, but honestly, I think it's less competitive for this Chaos side team. You really had Yuri being able to be the bright spot, and then as this game progressed later and later, as we started to see a lot more of these 5v5 fights, it's once again, let's count the players. It's Crypt, Pluto, and Snowy being your superstars, and Techie's there to eat up a lot of that poke, a lot of a lot of
No, I
abilities.
say how it is. Techie up there being useless.
But also,
Techie's just sitting there being pretty, like, carry me.
the unsung hero of this game we haven't talked a lot about is
Don't
Loki.
you
Loki's
just say Loki. Oh, no.
Yeah, Loki. Actually, Loki's been able to find quite a bit of setup and engage off of Techie being able to deliberately get poked out. That's how we'll put it. So gonna be able to really punish them for using their abilities, and I think that's what's helping set up Crips and Pluto to find these huge high value ultimates. And I think that overall this Order team is just showing up today and playing better. Also, was that 1145 on a crit?
Yeah,
Naja's
that's
busted.
just Neja. That's just Neja. Yeah.
Naja's busted, man.
He doesn't have a single crit item. He'll crit cancer 1,000.
Well, he has 2 crit items.
No, he
But
doesn't.
we see the into Crips collecting yet another person to
Oh, he
put into
does
the
have 2
Crips.
crit though.
Yeah, he does.
Wrong build. Even if he doesn't have that Deathbringer, he's still crit cancer 1,000.
Oh yeah. Just
Oh,
I don't. How do you stop them? How? They just
well,
keep on going to every lane, and it doesn't matter who you are. You're dead. You're getting collected.
well,
You're
here's how
getting
you
put in the
stop
casket.
them. You play Smite game instead of Farm Simulator for 20 minutes. They're playing very reactively, for instance. They did not make it like a single proactive move ever, so like they're just gonna naturally get behind. For instance, like Sypha had less than 2k damage for majority of this game.
Yeah, Sypha is still at 24 minutes, only at 6k. As we're saying that Sypha gets collected, and then we see this Naja go onto Yuri, gonna be able to body block and make sure that Yuri gets collected for the Dia side, and Expert spawns back in, but not gonna be a whole lot that Expert's really gonna be able to do. Still has the ult,
Mercifully, oh
but
no, into
no.
mercifully, this
Still gets
game is
out.
over.
Yeah, it's just everything just went so wrong. So not even so quickly. It was just so many mistakes getting compounded and compounded and compounded. But overall, this Order side just playing a little bit, not even a little bit, just
A little
a
bit.
lot better. Crips has to be the MVP for this game. Just I don't. There was one Naja ult that I think Crips missed, and it still resulted in a kill.
Yeah, I think you're wrong actually, because at the end they ulted in the fountain and no one died.
I mean, okay, so there was 2 that missed. So there's 2 of them, and one of them resulted in a kill, and the other one was, after a deicide. So was it really a
Yeah,
missile?
so when the Neja alone outdamages about 4 of your players combined almost, that's why you know that's just a little bit of a rough game.
Yeah, but and also to touch note again, Snowy and Pluto being able to just backline diff the entire game. In lane, Snowy was able to collect such a huge lead, and when that all boiled over to Excel's first death, that was a 4-level lead in that duo lane. Snowy just out farming, out pressuring, and just making their presence known. Because at that point, I think Snowy was like 4-0 at that point, so still being able to rotate, collect quite a few kills. Loki on this Ganesh was able to be impactful, especially with this Persephone and Naja. Overall, Order side, just playing better Smite game today. And I think that will do it from us. As
Let me say bye.
Okay, say bye.
Bye!
Okay. Thank you all for watching today. Thank you for Bubble for joining me, and thank you for Printers for posting production and having to deal with us. And with that, I'm iCharlie, and that's it. We're signing off. Goodbye.